My name is Joan Bober. I'd like to introduce my husband, Ken. I've got granddaughter
This is
Victoria,
and granddaughter Violet.
our daughter Elizabeth,
Hi.
our son-in-law Steve,
Hello, everybody.
and my brother Gary.
I'm just
Yes.
tagging along.
We're good. Awesome. Please, come in. There's plenty of seats. There's plenty of seats.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you all for coming. And we all have a little something in common. Clarence Patallison. You guys know him a lot better than I do. I never met him, but he happens to have been my grandfather's brother from Superior, Wisconsin. And who would have thought he'd wind up governor of your wonderful state?
Twice, yes.
And senator, and oh, you do have the picture.
Yes, there's some pictures here too.
So my mom was an only child and unfortunately lost her parents when she was 18 years old. So her aunts and uncles really didn't know what to do with her at that time, so they stuck her on a train and sent her out here to Idaho to visit Uncle Bott and his wife Elizabeth. Well, they didn't have children either, so they're like, oh, well,
What do you do
show
at 18
you
years
around
old?
Arco and show you, there's not a whole lot here, but, and at the time, I believe this was 1945-ish. I'm ahead of myself.
No.
Should keep going.
What? You're doing fine.
You're doing fine. Keep it up.
So she comes out here and it's time to come home. And they didn't know what to give her as like a parting gift or a commemorative token. So Uncle Bott said, here, take this. And she's like, okay, she's 18. What is she gonna do with this? Well,
That's gorgeous. It's beautiful.
here it is.
Beautiful.
Wow.
It makes me want to
Um,
cry.
It's gorgeous.
This,
Wow.
again, he received this in 1939. It was one of the potato days in Idaho, and they had a race with the governor of Maine. I didn't know that one of Maine's big exports was potatoes as well. But Uncle Bott is like, I'll challenge you to a dig-off. So, believe it or not, they did. And I've got,
Wait. He's going to let you
oh,
put
we're
it
gonna
on
put
there.
him over there on display.
Good, okay, good spot, yes.
Oh, there he
I
is.
don't want to. There's
Okay.
Uncle Bott.
We'll pretend.
Just so you don't have to hold on to it.
Awesome.
Hopefully it'll work.
Whoops.
Oh, that's right.
Let me get the glasses
Get
back.
these later. All right, now let's see here. Our ties.
One feathered in fly.
I think it's still there. I think we can get it on
I'm
there.
not tying
No, I wouldn't tie it.
this up here.
So it's still there.
Little ties. Okay.
Perfect. Put a handsome head.
So back in 1939, when he received this, this was the photograph that my mom had of Uncle Bott in the white coveralls, and then the governor of Maine in the dark. And he was named an honorary chief from the Shoshone-Bannock Indian tribe. So that was on the front page of the Arco Advertiser back in the day. And so Mom gets this headdress, she brings it home, she wraps it in a dry cleaner bag and puts it in a Marshall Fields box and puts it in the top of her closet. And that's what and where do you put something like that? So life happens. She comes back to Superior. they still didn't know what to do with her there, so they shipped her down to Chicago to an aunt down there that had a boarding house. And she wound up meeting my dad, and then 6 years later, well, she had 4 kids and still in the Marshall Fields box in the closet.
Yeah.
And it's like, we can't keep this. And Mom was like, oh, no, I got that from Uncle Bott. We have to keep it. Well, my mom is now 97 years old, and she's in an assisted living facility. And our daughter and son-in-law and family love to RV. And they were coming out this way to Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons. And I nudged her and I said, hey, could we swing into Idaho? And she said, isn't it like going to Wisconsin? I mean, it just kind of
Right there.
it's just like right there. So she and her family adjusted their plans so we could perhaps deliver it. But then I had to figure out, where should it go? So I started making some cold calls, which was interesting. I called the advertiser and said, okay, don't hang up on me. I'm not crazy, but Uncle Bott, Clarence Patolson owned the advertiser at one time. I have an artifact of his. Is there a museum? And she's like, no. And she starts talking to another gal in the office, and I wound up with your name. So I thought, well, it's December. I think it was a week or two before Christmas. And I called and I left a very strange message and said, just if you could call me back, I'd really appreciate it, because it's a long story. So thank you so much, Mick, for returning my weird call. I said, okay, before we get into anything, Mick, I need to make sure, do you have to go to the bathroom? Do you have something to drink? Or do you have anywhere to go in the next hour or so? Because this is gonna be a long one.
Wow.
So I did take a couple pictures and sent it to him, and he was like overwhelmed.
Oh, yeah.
And I am as well. It's just, and now seeing your museum here, it's just,
Definitely where it needs
the
to be.
headdress has come out.
Oh, yes, indeed.
So,
We're proud to be part of your donation, and we'll treat it with much respect.
I know.
Oh, absolutely.
so I did have a few other items. I noticed that you guys had the picture of him in office.
Oh,
Here's a small one, here's a larger one.
And I
For
had a
you
whole
guys,
gallery wall
and then
where
I
they
had-
sent all these photos.
This is a picture of Bott's parents
Oh my goodness.
that I found. So Uncle Bott, while he was in the Senate, sent a message. I had some of these photographed so we'd have some positive information regarding our name. This is for you, we'll write later. So here is the original document that his father came over from Norway. And it's inconclusive with how to spell the name. As far as I know,
Still multiple ways.
I can't figure it out. So I have a couple of copies of that for you as well. Let's see.
Basically, that document says that some other guy spelled his name wrong.
no
And-
F in it.
But that was a document, he had to go to the land office and correct the other name that owned a piece of property, because it wasn't Patolson, it was Bottleson. And so that's why he went to the land office to get his name changed on that piece of land. And it says something to the fact that even on his Navy records, his
Right.
name was spelled
It's
wrong.
different, and it's Chaz or something,
Yeah, it was
not
Chaz for
Christian.
Charles Bottleson,
Exactly.
S-E-N. Yeah, bad guy to be
No.
obsessed with.
The other thing we came across is his baby cup.
Oh my goodness.
So I have my grandfather's So you guys can have Uncle Bott's.
Oh my God.
I found another little trinkety thing. My father received from Uncle Bott a set of cufflinks with a matching tie bar. That, it's like, I have no idea why or when he received that, but that was a little something also for you guys. I have a lot of, clippings. Somebody really enjoyed clipping every little article.
Thank
So
goodness.
this was from
My
the
grandma.
Boise Sunday paper in 1964, when he passed.
Yeah.
Here's another brochure when they had the park. No, the park dedication is somewhere else. This was the original
Take us like 4 days to get up here.
advertisement, mostly about him, which is crazy. But I love looking through old newspapers and seeing what prices were of things and the names of things in
that
town
is
and
awesome.
whatnot.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Here's a letter that Uncle Bott sent to my mom, and he sincerely apologized for not writing sooner. So, and then enclosed one of his cards from the Senate, just in case. This is from 1963, and we're trying to figure out who the artist was, or perhaps where this might be. It's a stunning picture.
Wow,
Yeah. Or what?
that is a good picture.
It says, portrait of a distinguished citizen. And then down below, C.A. Batalifson, twice governor of Idaho, is a man of many facets. His career might be summarized as printer, publisher, and politician. But his versatility embraces much more than that. And then it goes on to say, from here all the way to the end, all of the things he was.
Is that a Boise paper or something?
Yes, this is Boise, Idaho, Sunday morning. Now for the potato dig-off, who actually goes to the light and works out to work out? I mean, I know it was just for
It's staged, but still.
a shot, but, and again, here they are actually digging and cheating. So it just was hilarious. And then in speaking with Nick and kind of trying to figure out if this was really real or not, I had sent him a picture of this. He in turn sent me a picture of that. So it's the same event. But, and we were very fortunate that we have a headline date up here of 1939. 1939 was a very, well, 1940 actually, is when a lot of the
Migratory bird thing,
all
Went
came
into
to
effect.
play. So
specifically bald eagles.
that I could not possess because I'm not Native American. And that was one of the concerns growing up. It's like, we can't have this. We're not contraband. Well, yeah, if you get caught, we're gonna get in really big trouble. So hence it's spent its life in a dry cleaner bag in the Marshall Fields box in the closet. Until now. So when Nick did some research for me, because we weren't sure if I needed a permit to cross state lines, not just for the eagle feathers, but for the horsehair, for the ermine, for all the other, whatever's back there, red tail, owl, I don't know. And then coming from Illinois to here, it's like, oh, okay, that's gonna be a lot. But because Nick came across this and it says 1939, it's prior to all the restrictions and whatnot. And so I said to Mick as well, to prove who I am, I brought all of my parents' marriage license, my mom's original birth certificate. And what's hilarious is her name is spelled wrong here. And on the family headstone, it's different. So it's,
Oh my goodness.
it's just unbelievable. So because my mom was a direct descendant of Uncle Bott, he gave it to her. She then gave it to me, and now you guys have it.